mountain or a descending valley. A child dependent upon his mother, covered new oceans until he has emerged to lose sight of the shore. Thank you.
Nacogdoches High School class of 1998, welcome to our graduation ceremonies. Members of the Nacogdoches ISD Board of Trustees, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. James G. Parton, Nacogdoches High School Principal, Mr. Johnny Walker, Assistant Principals, Mrs. Julie Davis, Mrs. Sandra Patrick, Mr. John Malloy, Mr. Fletcher Wilson, and family and friends. Thanks to all of you who have contributed to our success. We could not have done it without you. A special welcome to the Nacogdoches High School graduating class of 1998. It has been both a privilege and an honor to serve as president of this outstanding class. Although this night seemed as though it would never come, our hard work and determination have paid off, and it is now our time to shine. Once again, thanks and welcome to you all.
The year was 1994, and we, the graduating class of 1998, were beginning the first day of classes at Nacogdoches High School. We picked up our schedules, asked our questions, took the tours to figure out the hall colors, and we were finally prepared to embark on a frightening new adventure. We were surrounded by classmates who could drive their own cars and teachers who demanded studying outside of class. We were forced to get used to 3 different lunches, 12 bells a day, research papers, the tardy policy, and final exams. Eventually, we made the transition and survived the remainder of our first year, even though we never figured out exactly what the majority of us passed the toss without incentive of a free car or picnic. An ultimate high came when our birthdays arrived and we were handed a set of keys. Full speed ahead, we started our junior year, thrust into the block schedule with mixed feelings about fewer classes for a longer time. We accepted more leadership roles and privileges that came with our age, but we were constantly plagued by the smell of tar from the renovation of the building. We were reminded daily over the intercom by Mr. Walker, "Students, the amount of trash left after lunch is unacceptable. If it continues, I will cut off the Coke machine." We became directly involved in varsity sports, prom, and project graduation. We drew closer together as we faced the tragic deaths of classmates and friends and attempted to fill the void in our hearts. The countdown finally began as we started our senior year. The spotlight was on us. It was our time to shine. We entertained the thought that we are doing everything for the last time. We strived to set new records and leave a mark in our sport or extracurricular activities. We applied for colleges and scholarships and developed a serious case of senioritis. Many of us rejoiced at the chance to have late arrival or early release. The bonfire became personal as we faced one last chance to beat Lufkin. We found members of our class on the ballot for homecoming kings and queens, Mr. and Miss NHS, and school favorites. The time came for us to design our muslin squares and to start mailing those invitations. Whether it was relief to be finishing, sadness to be going our separate ways, or fear of forging a new path on our own, we began to feel the emotion as our high school career came to a close. globe. Now, here we are, almost speechless, as in our minds we gather all the memories and try to put them in a single moment. We have shown faculty, classmates, friends, and family who we are and what challenges we can overcome. It is now time to show the world. We should follow the words of the Optimist Creed. Be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. Think well of ourselves and proclaim this fact to the world, not in loud words, but in great deeds. Life is like a coin. We can spend it any way we wish, but we can only spend it once. Ephesians 5:15 says, "Be careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity."
We are pleased to have as our speaker a 1980 honors graduate of Nacogdoches High School, who was active in many organizations including National Honor Society and Student Council. She was elected homecoming queen and was selected by the faculty to Who's Who at Nacogdoches High School. Ms. Warren Yarbrough is the daughter of Purcell and Dorothy Warren, retired faculty members at Nacogdoches High School. Ms. Warren Yarbrough is a graduate of the Texas A&M class of 1984, with a Bachelor of Science degree in Engineering Technology. Upon graduation, she served as a recruiter for Texas A&M University and was the communications coordinator with Texas A&M University Human Resources Department for 2 years. Ms. Warren Yarbrough's professional career includes 14 years of experience in graphic design, communications, marketing, and public relations. She presently serves as office manager at Travis Commercial Real Estate Services Limited, and she is the executive marketing assistant to the top 3 commercial marketing experts in San Antonio. Great pleasure, I present to you Ms. Warren Yarbrough.
Thank you, Aaron, for that gracious introduction. To the podium guests, parents, guests, and the graduates of 1998 Nacogdoches High School, I bring greetings to you from San Antonio, Texas, the 9th largest city in the nation and the 2nd largest in the state. It's a great city, but it's great to be home. It is truly an honor to stand before the 1998 graduating class of Nacogdoches High School at such a very special occasion in your life. If you listened to my introduction, or maybe it wasn't included in there, but I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, a dynamic public service organization. And one of our past presidents had a list of rules, and they're known as Bertha's Beatitudes. And 3 of these rules are related to public speaking. They say, you should be prepared, be brief, and be seated. And I'd like to let you know that I plan to do all 3. When preparing my notes, I asked myself, what kind of address would you all appreciate at this time in your life of graduating from high school? As I think back on my graduation 18 long years ago, I sat in this very coliseum. I remember the following questions running through my mind, and I really wanted to have answers to those questions. They were, how to be a success, how to choose a career, should I get married and have children right away, how do I enter the future with confidence? My objective tonight is to shed some light on some of these answers to these questions, and to help you claim your mountain in this vast new territory you're about to discover. Thinking back, I
Yet there was a stirring doubt, a little bit of dread of having to leave my friends, saying goodbye, some forever. There was also the loneliness of leaving behind great memories, those belonging feelings of being at Nacogdoches High School. But then there was also that excitement of leaving Mom and Dad and kind of being on my own a little bit. I also remember that bittersweet feeling that mixes the joy and the struggles of the past with the question marks and the challenges of the future. The bittersweet moment. Let's think back over the last several months and recall some of the activities that led up to this moment. Remember receiving your senior ring, that shiny symbol of accomplishment? Or perhaps for some of you, it was receiving your book in and collecting as many signatures of teachers and classmates as you possibly could. As the weeks progressed, some of you began filling out applications for employment, to attend universities and colleges, trade schools, and anxiously awaiting replies. Next came mailing out invitations, ordering your caps and gowns, taking senior pictures, and studying for final exams. The tension mounted. And now, here we are, commencement night at last. Tonight, you will hear your name called, and suddenly, the moment has come. Your parents, other family members, NISD administrators, teachers, friends, and fellow classmates will watch as you stroll across this platform. Amid the camera flashes and the handshakes of receiving your diploma, you will be among thousands upon thousands who have completed the equivalent of 12 long years of classroom education. As you walk across the platform, your next act will be deeply meaningful. You will take your tassel and move it to the other side of your cap. A new milestone in your life has just been reached. You have now made it. You're in the company of thousands who stand with diplomas in hand. Moving the tassel brings you to the crossroads. You must choose a path. Where to now? After the tassel is moved, how does one know what step they should take next? I say, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose. Now at graduation is the time and the season for deciding which direction your life will take. Perhaps for some of you, it will include enrolling in college, a junior college, a major university, enlisting in the military, or directly going into the workforce. For some of you, it will be getting married and starting a family. Now, for those of you who stopped listening when I said enrolling in a college or a university, I say, wake up. For you see tonight, you will all be tassel movers, and there will be roads for all 348 of you to travel. Everyone is not meant to be a valedictorian or to graduate in the top 10% of their class. However, I am a firm believer that everyone has a purpose, and everyone is born with talent. Listen as I quote the great poet and writer Maya Angelou, who said, "I believe talent is like electricity. We don't understand electricity, we use it. You can plug into it and light up a lamp. You can keep a heart pump going, light a cathedral, or you can electrocute a person with it. Electricity will do all of that. It makes no judgment. I think talent is like that. I believe every person is born with talent. So, for whatever reason you have for not being somebody or planning to be somebody, remember, someone else had the same problem and overcame it. Common sense tells us that you can't turn back the clock, but you can wind it up again. So if you're at the point where you didn't utilize all of your talents or all of your skills in high school, you still have a road that you may travel. Whether you take the high road, the low road, or the road less traveled, throughout your journey, there will be obstacles. The obstacle may be that you don't have finances to finance your goal. Or it may be that you're not quite sure what you'd like to do. Or the obstacle may be that you fear large college classes. As I think back on my graduation and attending college, as he said in my introduction, I was a graduate of Texas A&M University. I remember going there and thinking, what is a small East Texas town girl doing at a school where there are over 30,000 kids? There are only 30,000 kids of people in Nacogdoches. So what am I doing here? It was a little bit frightening, but I was able to overcome it and become a Texas A&M graduate. Another obstacle that might be for some of you is that you might have a drill sergeant who doesn't like you. Another obstacle might be a new boss who only likes to do it his way, not your way. Another obstacle that you may have to overcome is that someone may not like you because of the color of your skin, or your gender, or your religious preference. However, when I think of obstacles, I think of this story. There was once a shrewd businessman who wanted to purchase this nice plot of land to raise crops. He made an offer to the current owner, and the owner said, okay, I'll accept it, but there's one stipulation. If you buy this plot of land, you have to buy this mule that comes with the land. Well, the guy wasn't too happy with having to keep this ugly mule, but he thought, well, if that's the only way, I guess I'll have to do it. So what he decided is that he would dig this pit, and he would put this mule off into the pit. And every day, he would dump a truckload of trash onto the mule. Well, the trash would come into the pit, fall onto the mule. He would shake it off, stomp the trash down, and stand back up. And the farmer would come along, dump the load of trash onto the mule. The mule would shake it off, stomp it down. And this happened, I guess it went on for about 2 or 3 weeks. Well, one day, the farmer came along, dumped the trash, the mule shook it off, and by that time, this mound of trash was very high. So what the mule did, he did one last stomp, he shook it off, and he rose and soared above the trash. The moral of the story, at some point in your life, you may be dumped on, you may have a lot of trash, but you should soar above any type of obstacle that comes to meet you. As a 1998 tassel mover, I say to you tonight that ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you can do. Attitude determines how well you will do it. Another thing to consider as you look ahead and decide which direction to take is to remember, you must take charge of your life. Act intelligently and remember the proverb which says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. With every journey, there is a goal, a plan, and an obstacle. A goal is a dream with a deadline. Goals make the difference between the drifter and the doer. A plan is an action or procedure that gives direction. An obstacle is something that stands in the way or obstructs the progress. Plans, goals, and how you overcome obstacles give purpose to living. In fulfilling your life's purpose, you should evaluate your interests, talents, and hobbies and make decisions. Making decisions. The truth needs to be spread throughout the work today's past movement. That truth is, great care should be taken in choosing your career and work. Occasionally, when I look back at my career and I look at all the jobs that I've had, a few of them remind me of that saying that in order to get a handsome prince, you have to kiss an ugly toad. Well, let me tell you, some of those jobs were those ugly toads. And you have to do that just to get that good job. But I always try to remember that at any obstacle or at any trying time, you must learn from that and continue to your destination. No one wants to be an occupational misfit, yet many people complain of not liking their jobs. Public opinion polls reveal 3 out of every 5 workers are wasting their lives in jobs they hate. One employment counselor states, the most important aspect of selecting a career is that you must be fit for it. You must not do too much of it, and you have a sense of success in it. I believe Will Rogers, the great humanist, stated it very simply when he said, in order to succeed, you must want what you are doing, like what you are doing, and believe in what you are doing. My wish for the tassel movers of 1998 is that for every lawyer we train, there will be a skilled craftsman trained. For every doctor trained, there will be a cook trained who will be equally successful. For every computer scientist, there should be a mechanic who is just as proud to say he is a mechanic. For those of you who are considering becoming parents at an early age, I say, any man or woman can be a mother or a father, but it takes a special person to be a mommy or a daddy. My challenge to you, whether you be a waitress, a housewife, or to be politically correct, a house husband, a policeman, a hairstylist, electrical engineer, office clerk, or a CEO, is to be the best that you can be. As the great Martin Luther King Jr. once said, if I had to be a street sweeper, I would make sure I was the best street sweeper I could be. So here we are, all 348 graduates, at the bittersweet moment and thinking about the fork in the road. Where to now? Contemplating your occupations and careers and making decisions. And most of all, waiting to move your tassel. Now let's discuss one last thing, more important than a career. I cannot leave without stressing that character is more important than any career you could ever choose. For as the great Dwight L. Moody once said, character is what you are in the dark. For the past weeks, you have heard the word success used in frequent conversations and speeches. And by definition, success is not a goal, but the result of developing and exercising qualities of character. In the final analysis, success is not what you do, but who we are. Not our actions, but what our attitudes are. Having character is knowing that to try on, you've got to try on. Having character is knowing that the kite flies higher against the wind. Having character is being like the turtle who knows he must stick his neck out to get somewhere. Having character is knowing that a kettle sings its best song when it is up to its neck in water. Having character is thinking positive and knowing that if you want to get somewhere, you've got to know where you want to go and how to get there. Then, never, never give up. Having character is the secret of life, is not what happens, but what you do what happens to you. Having character is helping other people to cope with their problems so that you can cope with your own. Having character is never using the word impossible again. Having character is knowing self-trust is the first secret of success. So believe and trust in yourself. Having character is standing up to your obstacles and doing something about them. And finding that they don't have half the strength you think they have. In closing, I say, good luck, 1998 NHS Tassel Movers. Have fun, do your best, go claim your mountain, and I'll see you at the top.
Gift, white rose. The class motto is, do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. Proverbs 4:6.
Listen to the mustn'ts, child. Listen to the don'ts. Listen to the shouldn'ts, the impossibles, the won'ts. Listen to the never haves, then listen close to me. Anything can happen, child. Anything can be. These words of Shel Silverstein come to mind when I think of our class. With as many gifted and dedicated souls as we have, there is no way of knowing how far we will go. But before we gain any ground in this world, we must begin with our dreams. For it is our dreams which propel us on into a marvelous future. My message for you tonight is this: know your dreams, share your dreams, and hold on to your dreams. Have you ever gone to Walmart with plenty of cash and no idea what it is you need to buy? If you have, you know that you usually leave the store with a shaky financial status and 3,000 items that you do not need. And you reach your car to find that you still don't have that one thing that you went there for. Life is just like that. If you don't know exactly what you want, if you don't have dreams, then you may waste a lot of time and money and still lack the satisfaction that you desire. So, before you enter the real world, make your shopping list. Know your dream. One of the most important rules you learned in kindergarten was to share. Share toys, share time, share words. In fact, neglect of this rule was punishable by a fine of up to 15 minutes in timeout or only 2 crackers at snack time. And sharing was a very important part of life. Unfortunately, as we grow older, sharing appears to be less and less appropriate. What we own is ours, and no one else has a right to it. We even hoard our dreams, hiding them from public view. Perhaps in fear of humiliation or shame, or perhaps in plain old selfishness. So as you discover your dreams in life, I encourage you to recall that lost art of sharing and tell others about these dreams. Let them know how important your goals are and ask for their help and support in achieving them. Never be ashamed of your dreams, even if others are. Through your confidence, others will come to respect your ideas, and they, like you, will await that day when your dreams will come true. So share this important time with them. Share your dreams. And finally, you've heard it a million times. You probably already know how important it is to hold close to your dreams. But I want to emphasize it anyway. Live every day of your life in search of those dreams. Be firm in your efforts and in your goals, because there will be times when all you hear are the mustn'ts and the shouldn'ts and the never haves and the don'ts. And that is when you must remember the anything and know that you are your only limit. Hold on to your dreams. Whether it be a dream to save the whales, a dream to become rich, a dream to be named